in 1920. I was born in a little town called Britton. It's now part of Oklahoma City. I grew up here, went to grade school, junior high, and high school, and then went to the University of Pittsburgh, where I graduated in 1942. When the war broke out, well, a few days later, I went down to sign up, and I was disposing of surplus property of the Army, and that was what my job was when I got up there. And then I came back home and went into the insurance business and spent 50 years there.
This paper designates that.
Yeah.
And then I met Bob Sonnenfeld at a volunteer event for Kiwanis. And I told him I work for Mass Mutual and gave him my card. And I thought, you know, this guy isn't a prospect for me. He's 90-something years old. I can't sell him life insurance. What the heck, you know? The rookie in me, I didn't know what I was looking at. And so just didn't think anything of it. A couple days later, he calls me and he has a concern about a life insurance policy that he had on his grandson and told me the story about his grandson passing away. So I go over and hear the story and help him work through that and give him some ideas about how to get the claim sorted out. And he said, well, you know, as a matter of fact, you're here. There's something else I want to talk to you about. And he brings out this old universal life policy that he had, and he was really mad about it. And he said, you know, look at this. This agent that I had in my agency sold me this policy. The cash value is equal to the death benefit. So I left the meeting, went back, and shared the story with Matt, and he'd ultimately told me that he wanted to look at getting some life insurance for these great-grandchildren.
There's a whole lot of islands in the Caribbean. I do enjoy my children, and that's why the grandchildren, I wanted to do something that they could remember their great-grandfather by.
Sundy's thought process was, well, what kind of legacy do you want to leave to your children? And he goes, well, I've got 16 grandchildren, so let's take a look at maybe we can do something about that. And of course, with training and development here locally in our office, we've talked about grandparent gifting and things like that. So Sunday just jumped on that as a potential idea, and he just loved it.
One of those children, there were 16 originally, one of them was uninsurable. And we're still working on how to fix that part.
The technical aspect of it was to put the lump sum amount of money from the policy into a SPIA, a single premium immediate annuity. So this way, based on the trust and the way he wanted everything, depending on how long he lived, those dollars would go in every year into the 16 grandchildren's policies. And then Sunday just recently met with him, and they set up a whole trust plan, so based on, you know, ages and when the children can actually touch the monies that are in there.
He said he thought it was a great idea. And he was really excited by the fact that it would be paid up in 10 years because he didn't have that ever as an experience of his own. Every life insurance policy that he's had in his life, the premiums have gone on forever.
I felt very confident in her knowledge, and I felt like that what she was telling me was accurate, and so I had confidence and just put my trust in her. And from there we went clear up into the Arctic Circle, went around the tip of Norway. Sunday was an honest person, and she had knowledge of her products. Knowing what I wanted to do, she put something together that was accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish.
This is probably one of the twins. I wanted to let him know that I would still be here and I would carry on his wishes. I said, Bob, you know, I'll be the one once you pass away. Is that what you want me to do? And he said yes, and he said, you know, I think of you not only as my insurance agent, but I really want to think of you as my friend first. And that was really touching.
My wife and I had 60 wonderful years together. And that, my children, and grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, that's what means the most to me. I was successful in business, and not to say that, but it had much less meaning than family.